There, and this is Auntie, and I am coming out here to do a review on a show that I am most excited for. It is Project Runway Season 16, Sweet 16. Oh my God, the people that are on this show this time, I think it's a great host of characters, and I am just excited about doing this review, and I hope that you're excited to be here. For all of you all who don't know me, if this is your first time being here, my name is Auntie, and I am glad that you are here. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And for all of you all who are my new subscribers and those who have been with me from day one, thank you so much. Y'all know Auntie loves you. Okay. Anyway, we're going to go ahead on and get into this review of Sweet 16 Project Runway. So glad to be seeing Tim Gunn again. Woohoo!
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? Having one, it just would be nice. 'Cause everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? So welcome to Auntie's Advice.
So anyway, this season, of course, like all the other seasons, we have judges who are from previous seasons. We had Mila, Anthony Ryan, and Allison Edmond. And these are the first 4 women. They are phenomenal women, and I'm going to introduce you to them one at a time. I'm going to be showing you clips of the individuals and their clothes so you can just get a little feel for what they are. The person that we see is BATANI. She is from Inglewood, California. She grew up on the rough side of the mountain. Okay. And she says that her style is funky, edgy, and sexy, and it is. And she uses African prints. She comes in, she has this cute little bush ball and everything, and she is just adorable. And they ask her, whether or not she wears anything under this particular garment, and she was like, I don't. And they laughed at her and everything. The judges was like, one thing about her presence, it was just stunning, and that the outfit that she had on, which was African print, she wore it and it didn't wear her, even though she was itty bitty little tiny little thing. Adorable, y'all. Adorable. Can't wait to get into her. She says that when she grew up in Inglewood, her parents would take her back and forth to school, so she didn't really mingle with the people who were involved in the crime and all of that kind of stuff. And she says that she believes that the next person we have is Amy Bond. Amy Bond is an older woman. She's an associate professor at Otis College of Art and Design. She said, you know what? It's my time. Bitches, it's my time to do my thing. She said, I love the kids, I love the kiddies, but really this was something that she needed to do for herself. She has a husband and a daughter, and her style is really funky yet classy and all of that kind of stuff. And of course she got immediate yes. She says that most of her designs that she creates, she's a draper. And she says she drapes the clothes first, then she takes a picture of it, she walks away from it for a while, and then she comes back and she redrapes and creates an outfit. I'm hoping that she does good, because on the past seasons we know that drapers have had to learn how to sew, and sometimes it was a hit or miss with them. So I'm hoping that because she's a teacher and she knows, how to use textiles and knows how to sew and all of that kind of stuff, that she goes pretty far. I'm rooting for you, boo. For all the older women, the senior citizen women, I'm rooting for you, boo, okay? Okay. The next person we see who wears a hijab is Ayana Muhammad, and that is how she designs. She designs for modest religious looks and with a little funky flair to it. She believes that her style is funky and is classy, and it shows religious. They did not really like her hijab because it was made out of a material that looked like a stocking, and so they kind of spoke to her about that and was like, look, we need you to make sure that your textiles and everything reflect more of an expensive taste. So she said, I know, you know, I'm going to be working on that and everything. She says that she grew up really meek and really afraid of things, but because of her divorce, she's changed. And now she speaks up for herself. She's out there, a real woman in the world. I seem to like her a little bit. You know, she seems like she's going to be okay. Sometimes when you think that you are a victim, I say that lightly, but sometimes when you feel like you're a victim to society and you think you got it going on and you know how to speak up for yourself, when you face real challenges like she's going to be facing on this show, I'm hoping that she holds it together. She said that she's seen a lot of evil in the world and so on and so forth, and this is what caused her to change, and I'm just hoping that she's ready for it. I really am. I like her. She got We'll Call You Back, and they did call her back, and she was elated to find out that she made the cast. So I'm hoping that she lives up to every one of their expectations. Is Marginita, and she's from San Juan, Puerto Rico. She is asked by the producers of the show, it seems like you came here under duress, and she said, I did. She said, I lived in Puerto Rico. I love living there. She said, but I saw the economy and how bad it was, and so I packed up and left because my parents was like, if you want to make money and you want to be successful, you got to get out of there. So she said she had a clothing shop that she closed down and she moved here. She is a Latin woman, and that is her design aesthetic, and that is where a lot of her things come from. She says that they were, you know, the judges were really worried about her outfits going matronly. I am too. I didn't really like a lot of it because it's, you know, it's not something that every woman could wear. It appears to be something that, you know, maybe people of Latin influence could wear. I don't know, but you could say the same thing about the African wear. So, I mean, we'll see. I think that when people design clothes, they have to design clothes really for everybody. But if you got a strong sense of self and that's what you want to do, then I say, you know what, go for it. I mean, you know, who are me to judge? But let's see if she makes it. I hope she does. She cried when she found out that, you know, she made it because she had just moved here and everything. She has a real small apartment and she shows herself kind of putting the clothes together. I don't know. Let's just see how girlfriend does. The person that we see is Samantha. Samantha is 36 years old. She, this is her sixth time applying for the show. I say, you know what, never give up on your dreams. Never give up on what you want to do. I really liked her. She said this is the first time that she has been able to express herself and not somebody else on her own. She designs with her emotions in her clothing. She shows these 3 outfits that shows one outfit with a patch on the shoulder. It's all white with a black patch, and she talks about how that's the devil on your shoulder. Then she has another dress where it's all black with a white patch here, and she talks about that particular thing being hope, or heart being in darkness but still having that little bit of hope. I like her. She is off the chain. She has purple, blue, and pink hair. And she just really wants to tell her story and not somebody else's story. I honor that. I respect that. Kudos to her for doing that. The judges noticed that a lot of her clothes were plus size and that she was looking at other women in that. And I think that on Project Runway, they're starting to embrace women who are creating clothing for the plus size woman. And you know what? We're out there and we deserve to be fashionably dressed and everything else too. I like the girl. They asked her what was her design aesthetic, and she said it's Kate Spade meets Vivian Wood. And she said that she likes to structure her clothing and all of that kind of stuff. I like her. She said that her friends say that her designs are decorative cluster. Well, I tell you what, send me a dress Samantha, because I absolutely adore you. I am rooting for you to go all the way to the end. Boo, boo. I love you. I wear a size 16, 18. You can make me a dress anytime you want to. Boo, boo. And if I lose weight like I've been doing, honey, I will tuck it on the side with some Bobby pins and call it your design. I'm trying to tell you, send me something. Love her. Love her already. Mondo, he liked her so much that he was like, you know what, I think she's already my girlfriend. She's one of them kind of people that I want to hang out with. Me too. Me too. The next person that we see, y'all, is Devontae Weather. He is a black straight man. They mentioned that multiple times. He hails from Chicago, Illinois. And I like him. He's 36 years old. He said that if he had stayed in Chicago, he knew that he would either be dead or something would happen to him. He said he got tired of the violence and all of that, and at the age of 19 he moved to Seattle, Washington to save his own life. They asked him what makes him think that, you know, he can do this. He said, you know, being a heterosexual man, and he was like, hey, heterosexual men can design fashion too. He said everybody can't be a football player and everybody can't be a rapper. Why not be in fashion design? He has a girlfriend and a new baby on the way, and he is just like that. I love his style. I loved his charisma. I loved his charm. I love everything about him. Rooting for him too. Rooting, rooting, rooting. Anytime a black man can take his... The next story is Kenya Freeman. Kenya Freeman is 36 years old, and she is my kind of girl. Oh my God. Her story absolutely, y'all, had me crying. Like, I could not compose myself. My emotions got the best of me because she is one of those struggling black women. She said that she's lived like a gypsy. She said that, you know, she's never had really a stable residence. Her credit is jacked up. And I just, like, my heart went out to her. I loved her to absolute pieces. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? She says that she designs for the ready-to-wear woman. And that her girl's name is Tony. Tony is one of those business women. She's a career woman. She goes out there and she works and she wears the finest of everything. They absolutely love her. I love her. She said that this was her first time doing it, and she said she is so familiar with rock bottom that she felt like, you know what, I can't get any lower and I can't go any lower than this. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I boo-hoo cried about this particular girl right here, y'all. I'm not even whoo. She said that she believes that she has something to give the world and that the world needs to see what she has. Let me tell you something, boo-boo. I believe it too. I believe in you, girl. I believe in you. And I am so rooting for you. She loves peplum. And she says she loves it because it's comfortable, stylish, and it has your stomach. What? Yes. Make it, girl. Work it out. And she says, you know, you just can't forget her. And I can't forget her. Her story was so moving. And I'm so proud of you. She says, you know, I ended up getting into fashion, she said, because it was something that was a release for me. And she said, you know what, I'm too fat to be a stripper, so I had to make some money somewhere. Let me tell you something, sweetie pie, sugar plum, Kenya, I'm all for you, boo. You one of my top. You one of my top, boo. You are one of my top. Stay the way you are. Don't change. And Sean and her twin sister Claire Buzendorf, they are bold, eclectic, and strong. They specialize in leather. That's what Sean does. And Claire is on a more feminine side. She likes to take classic pieces and embellish them to create a statement piece. Both of them got yeses. You know what I'm saying? Now, wait a minute. Now, Kenya didn't get an immediate yes, okay? But these two twin sisters, they got an immediate yes. I can tell you right now, they got on auntie's nerve, like real bad. Sometimes you can tell whether or not you gel with a person's spirit and a person's personality. For me, I didn't. They were just irritating. It was too much. The judges said it was a lot. And I just totally agree with them. It was just too much for me. It just was too much. I could do without it. Anyway, the twins are there, and they are counting them as one, because they're saying that there's 16 people on the show, and so even though they're two different people, they're counting them as one. I think that's a little bit unfair. But anyway, the next person that we have is Aaron. Aaron is totally into androgyny. He has long blonde hair. He's off the chain, okay? He is his own person. He likes to play with feminine meets masculine clothes. Most of his models are men, and he said that he likes to play with what traditionally men wear can be and can't be. So a lot of the outfits that he has are skirts and stuff like that. He creates these pants, and in the front of the pants he leaves a hole. He said he leaves a hole in the pants because he wants men to be able to feel themselves, because men feel their penises all day. Then he got on the pants these long straps. Some of them are like 6 inches long, some of them are 12 inches long, some of them are 18. And he said he's playing with the old saying that size matters. I think it's just absolutely damn disgusting. But you know what? I like his style. I like his charisma. I like what he's trying to do and all of that kind of stuff. He says that he's still a virgin. He's still trying to figure out who he is and what role, gender role he wants to play and all of that kind of stuff. I like him. He's different, but I like him. He got an immediate yes, and so he's going to, you know, he's on the show. The next person we got is 24 years old, and he makes his own textiles. I really liked him too. His design aesthetic is hip hop meets punk meets baggy pants and all of that kind of stuff. He has a girlfriend and he lives in California. He got an immediate yes. They liked him. I've seen guys like him. I think the designers like him come a dime a dozen. I'm rooting for him, but I don't expect to see him last probably about the first 4 episodes. But anyway, I digress. And we're going to move on to the next person. Michael. Michael's focus on normal pieces with a fetish. So his stuff is a androgyny too, okay? He puts a ring on his clothes to symbolize gays in San Francisco. Now, I don't know what those rings mean. Somebody please comment down in the bottom so I know what he's talking about in California about these rings, these circles that he puts on all his clothes. But he puts them on there because he feels like that has something to do with the San Francisco community. I don't know. He said what his goal is to normalize sexuality and gender identity. And he said he's doing it in a way that it's not going to slap people in the face or scare people away. I don't know. His models are mostly male, and you know, Auntie don't know. So I don't want to say, you know, a whole lot of stuff. He comes out there and he says that he believes that, you know, he said that he's a slut, and he thinks that if you're a whore or you have a lot of sex, you need to own it. You need to own that you're a whore, and that you own that you're a slut. And then he has these things where he has pussy bows on his clothes. The judges didn't recognize it as that at first until he said something. They were like, well, it wasn't until you said something that we was like, okay, what? So he got an immediate yes. I'm rooting for him. Auntie rooting for him. The next person we have is Centel. Centel is 33 years old. He was a professional dancer, and he knew that this was not something that he could do for the rest of his life. So what he ended up doing was getting into fashion and design. And he said that he believes that designing clothes is his second lease on life. He appears to be, you know, kind of withdrawn from society. He said that he grew up in this old this small town. He said on one side it was all white people, on the other side of the town it was all black. And he said he went to school on the white side. He was the only African American in his school. And he said so when he was with the white people that he felt, you know, that they, you know, were racist against him. And then when he was with in his own community with black people, he said they felt like, you know, why do you talk white? Why do you act white? You know, you want to be black. So he said he never felt like he belonged, or that he always felt unaccepted. And I just thought that that was just horrible. So, you know, he ended up leaving, and he said he never turned his back. He left when he was 17 years old, and he said he would never, ever, ever go back. And so he wants to bring a world awareness to world issues through his clothes. So he has one of the clothes where, you know, one of the outfits that he shows is about global warming and stuff like that. And they told him, you know, you're a maybe because we don't like your finishes on your clothes. I didn't either. I thought today was really sloppy and everything. I see him maybe last in 2 episodes. Maybe he'll surprise me and come out with something that's stunning and shocking, but I don't see him lasting a good 2 episodes. And these are just my opinions, y'all. These are, you know, make your own decision about it. Kente. He was 38. He was a classical pianist from Japan. He came here to study piano, and he said he ended up getting tendinitis. He is so different. He's like a loving different. Like, he's very small, very petite, Asian. No, he's from Japan, so he's Japanese. And he's just like one of those little jewels that God puts on the earth for you to just enjoy. I don't know if I could hang around him for more than an hour, but he's just a little sweet, sweet person. So all his clothes have a musical influence to him. And he was talking about, you know, one of the classical pianists that he, you know, admired, and he made his outfit based on that. He said he went to the dollar store and got some paint and decided to just paint on this material, and it's just absolutely stunning. His stuff is stunning. And so he sees the world from a different perspective. And they asked him, you know, why you want to be here? And he said, because I want to be famous, and the show is famous, you know. And so he has this raw honesty that I think is going to be welcome. I think that this particular competition is not for him. It's probably going to eat his little ass up. But I'm rooting for him. Auntie rooting for him. I don't know how long he going to stay. He going to have to get some tough skin, because he doesn't seem like he got tough skin at all. But he got an immediate yes, so, you know, he's on the show. Kizini. He's into androgyny. He likes textures and African prints, and because it's comfortable, and he says, but yeah, it's regal. Let me tell you, when he came, he's from Atlanta, Georgia. When he came up in there with his dreads and his African stuff on, and his friends, they was squatting up. They was like, hell yeah, we going. We is going to New York for this audition, and we represent. They was standing up there so regal and strong, like African priest and priestess. I'm trying to tell y'all. I was like, his squad is representing for him. They believe in him. They believe in his fashion. They came in there strong, bold, and in charge. You couldn't do anything but take notice of them. I absolutely loved him from the beginning, and I hate that I cannot pronounce his name correctly, because he deserves more than my incorrect pronunciation of his name. Cha-cha. What the hell? He's from Taiwan. He makes clothes out of teddy bears, Care Bears, Tweety Birds, and butter. He has a shirt on with butter on it, y'all. He's talking about, you know what, I love butter, I love hamburgers. I gained so much weight when I came to America because Americans get to eat butter. What the foolishness. They asked him what would happen if he had to design something that was made out of all black fabric. He said, I don't like black. Not that I'm racist, but I don't like wearing black, and I don't like messing with black. But I want to wear it to make me look slim. What the hell? Okay. Anyway, this, you all, is... This is the closing of the review. I thank y'all so much for being here. Tonight I will not be out live because I have some things that I have to do. Yes, Auntie did, by the way, shave and cut all of her hair off. And I'm absolutely loving the freedom of this. Now, y'all know that Auntie would throw a wig on her head in a heartbeat, okay? And look like somebody totally different the next day. But anyway, I'm hoping that this is something that I can live with. I mean, you know what? Hey, I'm in my 50s. I'm reinventing myself every day, and I hope that's what you are doing as well. So anyway, y'all, get ready, because we're going to be reviewing Project Runway all the way up to the finale and everything, and I'm so excited about this. I didn't start my channel until November of last year, so of course Project Runway is something that I missed, but I absolutely adore this show, and I'm hoping that you all too. Thank you so much, y'all. I'll be making my predictions each week for who I believe is going to be going home the next time. But anyway, thank you all so much for being here, and Auntie loves you. Bye bye.